she want the team. Put the heads down, running up the gangs, oh yeah. Put the head count, running up the gangs, oh yeah. Put the heads down, running up the lanes, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. Put the heads down, running up the gangs, oh yeah. Put the head count, running up the gangs, oh yeah. Put the heads down, running up the lanes, oh yeah. The gangs, oh yeah. Give me a team, then give me the E, then give me an A, give me an M, and give me the ring. Give me the lock, give me the rock, I give them the key. And it's only me. Wait till they give me a team. Give me a team. Give me a team, give me a team, give me a team. They wanna scheme, cause I wanna sing. And she want a team, and she want a team, she want a team.
Collins. We in Miami and we ballin'. She let dollar pull up as we mobbin'. Every time I'm in the city, we be locked in. Ay, locked in. Ball Harbor, take you shopping. Nikki Beach, we in the water. Free up, make it hotter. 2 a.m. we ended up at Live. 3 a.m. we like, oh.
Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Straight ahead, a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it should be a great one, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Baltimore Ravens. On the visitor's sideline, Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen. These guys have played well in their 2 playoff wins, but they've got a tall task here on Championship Sunday. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. These guys earned the right to host this game, and now just 1 win away from solidifying their spot as the best team in the conference. To the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. Nix from the shotgun. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Tally that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beat. They want to run the football. But that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. A run once more with Hampton. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 9. Nix to the air. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Tally that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 30.
Up the middle, it's Hampton. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Touchdown, Jaguars! DeAndre Swift, 32 yards. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his 2nd year in the NFL now.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. He brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Ready, break. And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
It's been a long season, but he still looks fresh running the football. He knows his guys are one game away from a Super Bowl, so he's going to give it all he's got, and that's a heck of a run right there.
They go play action here on first down. He's got a man. It's his fullback.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
On the draw, Robinson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 2 yards in to pick up, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the runner over.
That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Let's go.
Robinson going to be hit and met at the line of scrimmage. They get him down at the 3. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Robinson fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. It's their cornerback scoring on a 2-yard keeper. And the Ravens are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46. So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Hold on a sec.
7-7, our score after one. The Jags with a football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Connects with Kittle underneath. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's only able to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Nix. And it's a short one there, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Jaguars.
From the gun, here's Swift. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Now it's Nix. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to trip a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. And this time he is into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. No, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, it looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on it. There you hope that you get your defense going one way, they send him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Robinson up the middle. Muscles him off. He's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
Okay,
a chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Dylan Sampson, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Aubrey now for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. The slot man in motion right. To throw is Nix. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Jaguars
to throw. Here's Nix. And that's complete to Adams.
Here we go again.
2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47.
Throwing Nix. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 25-yard line.
A 28-yard gain. First down, Jacksonville.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, The alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Third and 3. Operating from the gun. Nix. A spin. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Jags will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Bijan Robinson leading the offense out for another drive. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any faults of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Second and 1. Here's a screen for Robinson. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a second and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Well, that's going to be caught downfield by Fant. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10.
Check. 70 Lions. Ready.
Back to throw again. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20.
19 Tiger. Ready.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts in the final seconds of the first half. And the Ravens have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. Aubrey now for the point after. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
A final shot before break. Nix. Looking for the end route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hanson.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Scott Hanson back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These two defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing second half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is, and doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Again, it's Robinson. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
At the 36-yard line.
Let's go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Let's go now.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And some room to work. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
Another Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Up the middle they go. Sampson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Ready.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
But now he appears to be in some pain. But hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Ready?
Back to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Keandre Lambert-Smith, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Aubrey good with the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Jaguars 21.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Well, Charles, you and I said in intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have and try to move that ball down the field for an answering score.
They'll start it out with a run by Hampton. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operated.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
It's caught here by Adams.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
Out of the gun, they'll run with Hampton.
And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down movement.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, you can see and feel the disappointment on that one because you saw some guys on the sidelines jumping up going, oh, no. Looked like they had that one set up well on 3rd down, but you got to give yourself time to get rid of the football.
No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix.
He's going to float this one deep right side.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really high level.
They've been hot so far.
A 3-yard pickup.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Okay, break. Get it. Let go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. That's out wide here for Robinson. And 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go. Check. Like Buffalo 18. Hey, Chris.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Tui below 2. Drops him for a loss of 10. And it's going to be 4th and long. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now in Baltimore, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Looking to put a drive together. The drive begins with a carry by Hampton. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brings up second and 8.
From the 20, here's second down and 8. And Shaheed going to go in motion. Working out of the gun is Nix. It gets this complete to Shaheed. They'll go for a gain of 7. And now 2 yards to go on third down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Jaguars, first down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Jaguars.
Slot man moves right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now second and 9. Nix to the air. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And the pressure mounting with every passing minute. It's palpable right now. They're on top in the fourth quarter, clinging to that lead. A potential Super Bowl berth resting on their ability to manage the clock and manage that small lead. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line. 115 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Robinson with another carry. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. He's having a big game running the football, but that will hurt the yards per carry a little bit. Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't it? That's complete. Lambert Smith. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Let's go. Steady.
They'll run on first down with Wright. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Ready, set.
From the 22 now, here's the 2nd and 8.
Come on, come on.
Looking to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Kyle Pitts. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Ravens are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. But that's certainly an important touchdown there and makes this a 2-score game. But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us. Aubrey now for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that, with a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the fourth quarter. This possession, gigantic. Here's Nix. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be in. incomplete.
Well, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
Now it's Nix. Slant to Adams. The offense on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They'll work inside here in Hampton. And he's taken down inside the 30. The time becoming a factor, down 2 scores, though they have 2 timeouts and, of course, the 2-minute warning to work with as well. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Nix. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
16 more yards. That's another Jaguars first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got it. And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Jaguars first down.
To throw, here's Nix. And he will throw this one out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in.
And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A little less than 90 seconds to go. This will be an onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. And now looking at the clock here, they do have 2 timeouts, but even if they force a 3 and out, they're going to have very little time remaining.
So that means they've got to be aggressive and find a way to knock the ball free. They've got to come up with it because they can't just rely, as you noted, on using their timeouts and getting the ball back. They might not have any time to mount an attack, even if they do play it that way. Getting the football, that's their mantra.
Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They go again with Blue. Strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
Try to take this home, they'll run.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Ravens are champions of the AFC as we sign off and say goodnight, everybody. And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.